What up, y'all? It's DJ Envy.
And I am Gia Casey.
And this is another edition of the KC Crew.
Welcome. Hello, 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 beautiful people.
You see the smile on my face? The smile is not because I just got some. The smile is actually because we are taping the podcast early. This is the earliest we've ever taped the podcast. I'm excited.
Besides last week.
No, this is way earlier than last week. This is way earlier than last week. Hell yeah. This is amazing. I'm not tired. I feel good. I would do a backflip right now, but you don't see my ass because I ain't wearing no underwear. But I'm excited.
You're all spunky.
I am a little spunky because I'm not tired. I'm up. I feel energetic.
No attitude this podcast?
No attitude this podcast. Okay. You're going to get it longer than 10 minutes today.
Ooh, lucky me.
11. But on a serious note.
Play the lotto. Continue.
As I was saying, so if you were watching the last podcast, we were talking life after Irma. So we just wanted to give you some updates because life is crazy. I'm not even going to front. And it's not only because, it is because Irma's not here, but let me explain it. So if you don't know, Irma was our nanny. She's been our nanny for the last 4 or 5 years and she left. She went back to Ecuador. Her husband is there. Her plan was to work here, bring her husband here, but Donald Trump effed that up, so that's not going to happen. She went back to for her husband. So Gia and I, we're pretty much taking care of the house. We don't have another nanny. We don't have any babysitters. So we're doing it on our own.
And
what?
We're kind of butting heads because I don't want another nanny. And Rashawn vehemently disagrees. Benz vehemently disagrees, but I don't want one. And I know that it's a lot, and I'm sure you're going to elaborate on, the toll that it's taking on you and whatnot, but I love it this way. I miss Irma terribly. But this is wonderful.
Well, right now we have 4 kids and a half, right? And the reason I say a half is because Madison's away in school and we only halfway deal with her because we don't see her. So we have 4 and a half.
She FaceTimes me 5 times a day. I see her.
She does like 7 with me.
It's not a competition.
Yes, it is.
It's not a competition.
Yes, it is.
But if you guys know him, you know that it is a competition. And she doesn't FaceTime you 7 times a day.
She sure does.
No, she doesn't.
She sure does.
No, she doesn't.
She does. But anyway, so with the house, of course, Irma's not here, so everything we have to do on our own. And a lot of little things you don't...
Us.
You can say it like that, but a lot of the things you don't... Okay. All right. Mr. Smarty Pants.
I'm a missus.
Yesterday, Gia was like, I didn't know we had that many fucking socks in this house.
I didn't say the F word.
She wanted to say the F word.
She was like, say the F word.
So Gia has been going to sleep every night. I would say 2, 3 in the morning she goes to sleep. And that's because she has to do the laundry. So the laundry, you think about it, in a regular house, cool. 4 kids plus 2 adults, 6, okay. But then you're talking about kids and parents that work out. What that means is Logan, it's not just the regular clothes that Logan wears every day. She has to wash that. But then she has to wash his football stuff that he has to wear every day. Disgusting. And it smells nasty, so you have to wash it immediately.
I don't understand how a 16-year-old boy can generate that much funk. It's unimaginable. Well, you're his father, so I take that back.
Right. So, I am too. So you got to think about myself. I change my clothes.
You change a lot. You change like a female.
I don't. I wake up in the morning. I take a shower. I change my clothes.
Why do you wear so many outfits in one day?
I'll change my clothes. Then when I go work, if I go work out or I go ride my bike, I wear my biking outfit. Then when I get home, I change my clothes and put on a regular outfit. Then in the morning, I sweat at night. And when I sweat, I'm sticky and nasty. So I wake up in the morning and change my clothes. So it's like 2, 3 outfits a day.
It's ridiculous. Logan's like 2, 3 outfits a day. You guys change like women. It is ridiculous. The amount of clothes that this family generates in a day is absurd. The
amount of dishes and food that this family generates is ridiculous. So I handle the kitchen and the cooking. Gia handles
everything else.
Everything else, right? I know. So the kitchen is I gotta cook, clean, wash dishes, make sure the kitchen is clean. And I do that 3 times a day. And these fucking kids, and to the point where I have to put a lock on the pantry because these kids go in the pantry like is just free shit. Like
It is. For them, it is.
they take a donut. They don't like it. They put half back. They take sodas and water. Brooklyn comes and just gives everybody stuff. There's a donut for you. There's a donut for you. And to the point where
There's a ginger ale and a solo cup with ice.
With ice. We have to lock it up, right? So I lock it up. Fine. These kids drink chocolate milk or Pediasure. They drink water. And then there's water bottles all over this damn house. Like,
I was like, yo, we're raising some healthy kids because all they ask for is water.
But it's just crazy. So our life has been crazy. And then you have to remember that we are still moving to the other house. So
that's really what makes it.
Gia has to go over there and she's getting that house prepared. But then I also have work. I have the car show. I have the real estate. We have the Positivity Water, the juice bar, the Covered by God, the podcast. We are doing stuff, and I still have the Breakfast Club. So it's work on work on work on work on work.
Imagine when the world opens back up and you have your other 10 jobs.
Correct. So it's a lot going on. So for everybody asking, life without Irma, it's difficult. It's crazy.
We're adjusting it because a lot of you guys have been asking.
It's
like,
difficult.
How is it and whatnot?
But like,
how's Irma? And Irma's great. She's wonderful.
Last night, Gia and I got into an argument, right? Well, not an argument. We just got into a little nasty, right? Because I was working all day. She was working all day. She was running around all day. And then Gia was like,
it wasn't last night. It was 2 nights ago.
2 nights ago. So Gia goes, can you bathe the kids? Now, mind you, it's 8 o'clock at night.
Don't lie.
I had a conference call at 8.
No.
I had a conference call at 8.
When did I ask you?
7.
No, I didn't ask you at 7.
Yes, you did.
No, that's not true. That is not true.
What time did you ask me?
I asked you at 6 o'clock.
You didn't ask me no damn 6 o'clock. It wasn't 6 o'clock. She wasn't here. Why you say Ben's like she was here?
Because I was on the phone with her. 6 o'clock. I asked you if you could give the kids their baths.
Right, but I still had to feed the kids and I had a conference call. So now 8:30 I have to bathe the kids, right? And then bathing the kids is difficult because one kid Gia's like, and then Gia gives fucking instructions. That's my problem. If you're gonna give me instructions, do the shit your fucking self. Sorry for the cursing. Do the shit your fucking self, right? So she goes, all right, so now I'm here. And now the kids look like clowns, right? Because they got makeup on. They got red lipstick, shiny lipstick. They got all types of stuff on.
Play makeup shop, yes.
So Gia goes, okay, so I want you to watch the kids. I said, okay. She goes, but for the girls, what I need you to do is you spray a little bit on your hands, you wash their face, but don't let them open their eyes. Because if they open their eyes, it'll burn.
Makeup remover.
But it has to be dry. It has to be dry. Then after it's dry, you wash that off. Then you spray this in your hand, wash their face, and then you can wash them.
He's screwing up my directions.
But then,
you guys get the gist.
Then put a shower cap on them because I don't want to mess up their hair. Right? Mm-hmm. So I'm all over the place with that shit.
I said,
I don't know if I put
you do not wet their hair.
All right, so I'm now. If you have kids, you try to bathe a kid without wetting their hair. Brooklyn wants to go left. She wants to go right. I'm trying to wash her. Open your butt. Try to wash her butt. Give me your feet. Wash your feet.
Open your butt.
Open it. Like, it's crazy, right? So they don't wash it. Then I noticed that her hair got wet. Oops, sorry, my bad.
How scared were you to come and tell me?
I wasn't scared.
Don't lie, he was scared. He was trembling coming down the stairs.
Because I really was like, if you get fucking mad, you should have did it yourself. But that was one kid. Boom, one kid out the way. Then Jackson comes. He is like, well, when you wash Jackson, make sure you put conditioner in his hair and leave in the conditioner. I don't have hair. I don't know. Okay, boom, I leave the conditioner on her hair. She says, you didn't leave conditioner in his hair.
No, I didn't say that. I asked you. I said, did you put the conditioner in his hair?
If you told me to do the motherfucker, that means I did it.
I tell you things all the time and they don't get done.
I put the conditioner in the boy's hair, right?
Not.
Then she goes, well, it didn't feel like it was conditioner. What conditioner did you use? The conditioner that was on the counter. Don't laugh. It's not funny. The conditioner that was on the counter. Well, I wanted you to use another conditioner. How the fuck was I supposed to know? Right? Boom. That's one kid, another kid out the way. He's done. Oh, then, so I put the pajamas on. Gia comes upstairs. Why doesn't Brooklyn have on panties? I don't know why Brooklyn doesn't.
Wait, can you hold on 1 second? Benz, can you please do me a favor? Benz, please. You just got your hair done, so you could come. Come make an appearance real quick. I need you. Please. No, please, please, please. You gotta come. You gotta tell them what she did. Come here, please. Come. Stand right here.
Benz ain't got no mic.
It doesn't matter. They can hear her. You know. No, I'm not doing it. Come here. Come quick. Hurry up.
So right now the kids are stuck upstairs.
You go back upstairs. No. We're taping the podcast.
Oh my gosh.
What?
So it's an iPad.
Your iPad? Hold on 1 second, okay, Choo-choo?
This is crazy.
Okay, so tell me what you told me.
So you guys are taping the podcast.
You have to get down. You gotta be in the frame.
So you guys were taping the podcast, and I was telling Brooklyn to be quiet, but I gave her a shower, and she had on her pajamas, but I forgot to give her panties.
Everybody's forgetting Brooklyn.
So I forgot to give her panties. So I was going down the stairs, and she was like, and I was like, what? She was like,
She was like, you forgot something. So wait, what's your excuse for forgetting her panties?
Right. I didn't even think about it. I'll be honest with you. So I forget her panties. So then Gail was like, "How you put on her pajamas and don't put on no panties? You got to put on panties, right?" So then I got one kid in the shower. So I gotta redo it, put the panties on, send her on her way. Boom. Then the last one, right? This is London. So London, she gets the worst part of it, right? Because now she's like, "Dad, why does every time you put the shower cap on me, the shower cap's wet?" Because Dad doesn't want to go get another shower cap in another room, so you just got to take this cold shower cap. So she gets her shower cap. She's good. Then I put them all in bed and get. Did you brush their teeth?
Reasonable question, no? Reasonable question. Expected question.
I got to take all three of them motherfuckers out the bed, brush their teeth, right? Brush their teeth.
How do you send a kid to bed without brushing their teeth? And I really wanted to ask you if you flossed, but I didn't want to offend you any further.
I definitely didn't floss their ass.
Well, I'm sure. If you got mad at me for asking you if you brushed their teeth.
So that was the routine. So I had to do that. So then I put them all to sleep in the beds, right? Now, finally, I said, Gia's downstairs. She's cleaning. The kids are away. I'm just going to lay down. I'm going to turn on the football game and just relax. 10 minutes, I hear do, 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 do. It's Brooklyn. She's dragging her little blanket like Lionel.
Her little Linus
blanket. Can I sleep with you? No. She was like, fine, go to sleep. So then she lays down. Then she tells me, I can't sleep with the TV on. Then go in your motherfucking room. So what do? I turn off the TV. I don't watch the game. And that's been my nights. So Gia and I really haven't even seen each other in bed in like days. You know why? Because for me to see Gia, I got to look over Brooklyn. Brooklyn will only give us an hour. Then she's back in that bed. And tell them about that one time when I put her in her room. I went downstairs to get water.
Yo, that was pretty. So I don't like children in my bed. I don't
think anybody does.
No, there are some mothers that they want their little baby in the bed with, like they want their children in the bed. I, for one, cannot stand it. I can't sleep. And Brooklyn has this habit of like inching up on you to the point where she inches you off the bed. Like every morning I'm hanging off the bed and I'm miserable.
Mind you, it's a king size bed. Gia's hanging off one side. I'm hanging off the other side.
She got the whole middle. She's like a big X.
Yeah.
She's in the middle of that, look like a starfish.
That's right. You see it like this. But my leg is hanging off, Gia's leg is hanging off, and Brooklyn got the bed.
And I've never let children sleep in my bed. Never. But Brookie's going through a transition because we just lost Irma. So I'm kind of easing her into sleeping by herself. Now, we'll get her out of the room, like Rashawn said, for like an hour. We'll put her to sleep like with London or something so she doesn't have to sleep by herself. But she wakes up and she, just like you said, doop, 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 she's back in her bed. So this one night, Rashawn didn't kick her out like he's supposed to, because that's his job. We take turns. On the night that it was his night to kick her out, because nobody wants to be, the
bad guy.
The bad guy. So we take turns being the bad guy. So I'm like, oh, she's still in the bed. I need you to take her into London's room. And he's like, he hummed and hawed and hawed and hummed. And finally, he gets up. He picks her up, damn near wakes her up. Like you picked her up like a rag doll. Like you were mad at her for being there in the first place. You picked her up. He brought her in. I hear his footsteps coming out. He goes downstairs to get something to drink. 2 seconds later, I hear her footsteps coming out. She comes right back into the bed. I look at her. She smiles at me and lays down back in her starfish position. Rashawn comes back upstairs. She's laying in the bed. He doesn't see her. He goes to sit on the bed. She's there. He's like, ah!
At this point, I didn't know if I was high, if I was dreaming. I was like, I just took her into the bed. She was sleeping.
Listen,
I went downstairs. I got some water. I came back upstairs.
She's back
and she was back in the bed. I'm sitting there like, how the fuck did this happen? I'm like, somebody play with me.
You must not have heard her feet. I promise you, as you were walking out, She was walking out right behind you. Y'all just split up when she got to the staircase. Oh my gosh. But you know what it is? I'm enjoying being a full-time mom because, you know, when I had help, the responsibilities were split because I'm off in one direction handling certain things. Irma was off in another direction. And then Rashawn might have been off in another direction with another one of the kids. And like we would split up. But now it's just, you find a way to do everything that needs to get done. So if it means I'm speeding and I'm trying to get from one place to another to pick up one kid, to drop one kid off, to do this, to do that, like whatever it is, if it means that I'm up till 3:00 in the morning doing, you know, it's just, you do whatever has to be done. And I don't know, I really do enjoy it. Yeah. I love it. Like I don't want to hire somebody else. No. Are you on that train with me now? Or are you still, Benz is like, no. What's the big deal?
It's a lot.
What's the big deal? It is a lot, but we're doing it. And you listen, you yourself told me that you're happier. Yes, doing it this way.
I am, but it's a lot. And sometimes I just want to chill and relax. I don't want to worry about
chilling and relaxing
cleaning the kitchen. Now. The kitchen has to be cleaned every night. The food has to be cooked every night. I don't want to deal with it. Even like I'm learning stuff I don't want to learn. Like I don't want to learn how to clean a washer and dryer. Like I don't want to know what DDC means on a washer and dryer. Like I don't want to know that stuff. Like I had to clean it.
It was a prompt that came on when the washing machine wouldn't work yesterday. That he had to Google to find out what the DDC prompt meant. And it meant that a little glass door was open.
Yes, I don't want to know that. I don't want to put the little Clorox round things in the toilet and clean the toilets. Like these are the things I just don't want to do. Like I don't want to do. I don't want to scrub and clean showers.
But you told me that you're enjoying it.
That was the first week. Then the second week. This is like 4 weeks in. It's like, all right now. Like I know after we tape this podcast, I gotta go clean the kitchen. Like I feel like I have chores again. Like but anyway.
How about okay? When we move, and here's another thing, like I don't want to hire, like, say, for instance, a cleaning service right now either, because we're moving and there's just stuff everywhere. It kind of seems pointless. I feel like right now we could do everything ourselves, but compromise. How about maybe when we move, hire a cleaning service to help with the cleaning, obviously, but I don't think that we need a nanny.
All right, well, we'll talk about it more in depth. But that's how we're doing after Irma. We just wanted to break it down because we got so many emails.
Yeah, some of you guys are asking, like, how are we holding up without Irma? Because she did do a lot of this, and we did have a lot of opportunity for us time. You would call it sexy time and whatnot. I don't know about you, but when we were foreseeing this transition, I knew that it would be a matter of us getting on schedule with everything and developing a routine to the point where it feels normal. I feel like I'm 75% where it feels normal. My body has to adjust to the different hours and getting up at 5:00 in the morning. But once I hit my stride, I feel as though it'll be our priority to make time for ourselves again. And figuring a way so that, you know, we can do all the things that you like to do, watch TV and cuddle and whatnot. So that's my goal, to make sure that once we transition, we regain all of the things that we enjoyed with each other before. That's a priority for me. Right. Is there a priority for you?
Yep. No. Don't give me 5. I want you to see how rough this is right now. Because I haven't had no sexy time. This is all lotion in me. All lotion in me. All lotion in me.
So it's all super soft. Ooh, it's all soft. That's that Jergens, that Aveeno, that Vaseline intensive care.
My goodness.
Your hands are softer than ever.
Stupid ass. This girl's crazy.
That Palmer's cocoa butter lotion.
All right.
Yeah. No, that one burned you. I forgot.
It's Aveeno. This girl is crazy. Now, let's
oh boy.
Now there's something else I want to discuss that's kind of bothering me. Now, Gia has a personality that's very how do I put it? You can say OCD, obsessive. That's the perfect word, obsessive. So like when Gia gets into something that she loves, whether it's bags or shoes, she Googles, a house, she Googles. Now Gia is a dunny.
You know what?
Now you're looking at me right now like, what's dunny?
You just called me a dunny?
Now somebody from New York is like,
That's
done. But Gia is a dunny. Now, what a dunny is, if you don't know, is a company.
You just made that up. It's not even a dunny.
What's it called?
I'm a dun hunter.
A dun hunter. I call her a dunny. So now let me explain what a dun hunter is.
Mm-hmm.
There's a company called.
Wait. Why are we talking about this?
Because you're fucking obsessed and hooked.
Why are we talking about this?
Because all right, so
why you put my personal business
every
in the
night
street?
before I go to sleep, if I have a little bit of time, I always look at cars that I want, cars that are worth a lot of money, cars that are great steals. Every night before I go to sleep, I look at the E30 BMW, which I own, just to see the prices go up. The Unicorn, which is my
Cabriolet.
my cabriolet, my G-Wagon cabriolet that they don't make here, and also my 918. Those are the cars I just look up. I do that every day. Gia looks up Ray Dunn stuff. Like some of you right now don't even know what Ray Dunn is. So let me break down what Ray Dunn is. Benz, can you give me Esther, give me something over there that's Ray Dunn over there? Anything over there that's Ray Dunn?
They're in boxes.
So
There's nothing that's out. They're all in boxes.
the box is right behind you. To turn around, right there. Come this way. Come this way. Now Benz is gonna get it. So
What do you...
So what Ray Dunn is a company that makes all these cool things for the kitchen, bathrooms, and things like that, right? So she's gonna bring one so you can see. So it's not necessarily the thing that she's really chasing, it's the chase. So you can find Ray Dunn in TJ Maxx, in HomeSense, in Home Goods,
And Marshalls.
and they range from anywhere from $5 to $19.99. So it's not that expensive, but this is the cord that you would love in your house, right? So Gia goes crazy for these things. So for like this, right? So like this is a piece of Ray Dunn. What is that? Is that a bread box?
No, this is a leftover container. It's like ceramic Tupperware.
Right. So these things cost, let me see, what's the price on this one?
This is $9.99.
So $9.99, right? So this is, it's not cheap. It's very, very sturdy, durable,
But
and
it's
everything.
very affordable.
Very affordable. So Gia goes and she finds this stuff. Now, I'm not gonna front. If you go on eBay, that right there is probably $89.99. But if you find it at TJ Maxx or one of these other stores, you can get them for $9.99. So Gia goes crazy looking for this. It's to the point where people fight over this stuff.
Oh, you don't understand.
Like they go to TJ Maxx and when the store opens up because they know on Tuesday that TJ Maxx restocks. And then they go crazy. So they be fighting, women be sending their husbands and the husbands be fighting. And then people
fighting
they be diving
in
for this
Home Goods.
stuff. Now mind you, this stuff is only $4.99 to $9.99.
No, it's like from $5.99, $5.99, $6.99, $9.99, $12.99, $16.99, $19.99, $24.99, and a few things at a higher price range.
So a lot of people, what they do is they buy these things and they resell it on the internet. And they
Shelf clearers.
Yeah.
Shame on you.
They have name shelf clear. What the fuck? Anyway, but
Shelf clearers are people who aren't collectors or consumers of the product. It's people that go, they know when the release date is, or they can surmise when new items are going to be released. They are waiting when the store opens, like other Dunn hunters, but they clear the shelves. They buy everything, and especially with coronavirus right now, there's like nothing on the shelves. Like you can go and literally find not a single item of Ray Dunn. So these people will go and clear the shelves and then resell it at maybe 5, 6, 7 times the price on eBay.
so Gia,
And it's Ray, RAEDUNN.
so Gia goes
Dunn.
crazy. She goes to all these stores to buy these things for the house.
I'll
And-
hit 8 stores in a day.
Yes, and she'll be excited. She'll come back and then she'll have like a big bag of boxes of stuff, and then I'll be like, and she'll be like, I spent $40 today. I'll be like, what? She'll be like, I got all this and it was $40. Come here, let me show you this. This says spooky.
That's my Halloween.
And
My
then it goes,
Halloween hunting.
Babe, let me show you this. Now I'm in bed, and you know, as a good husband, you try to sound excited, right? And then she opens up, look, this one says, boo. I'm like, it's the thing, but
The holiday stuff is the most difficult to find.
But this is the point in a relationship where I can do anything to Gia and she doesn't care. Let's say I'm out and about all night long. Gia be like, word? And when you come home, just stop at TJ Maxx on the way in and see if they got da-da-da-da. That's how she is, to the point where and then the holiday stuff is even more exclusive. And the shit is annoying.
Yes.
She'd be like, I got all the Halloween stuff I needed. Now I need the Christmas stuff. I need Easter. I need bar mitzvahs. I need I need Hanukkah. I need whatever. She wants every last thing, and to the point it's crazy, and it's so addicting, right? And me and Gia almost got into an argument. Like, this was about to get nasty the other day, but I just fell back because she's using my assistant for her Ray Dunn pleasure.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
I called my assistant the other day. I'm like, where you at? She's like, I'm at TJ Maxx. What are you doing at TJ Maxx? Oh, boss, I'm only here for a minute. I'm like, Gia got you at TJ Maxx? Nah. Right? Cool. The other day, my assistant's mother calls out the blue. So now I'm thinking something happened. I'm like, is everything good with Ben's? Yeah. Oh, where's Gia? Let me FaceTime her. I'm in Home Goods right now. I'm like, what are you?
Do you have this?
What are you in Home Goods doing, Mama? Oh, I'm getting this for Gia. So this is the thing. So explain.
Mama Benz is out there done hunting for me.
So what the fuck is so special about this Ray Dunn shit?
It's so simple. It's so simple. You guys saw an example of it. It's pottery. It's all handmade, and each piece just has a word on it, either a word or a simple phrase. And either the word describes what the item is for, or it's a happy phrase like happy or blessed or family or love or things of that nature. So for me, number one, it's feel-good stuff. Number two, it's functional stuff. They make everything for the kitchen. Cake dishes, lasagna dishes, bread boxes, egg holders.
You can't just buy it from a store?
Salad plates, dessert plates, coffee mugs, tea mugs, coffee canisters, tea canisters.
But why can't you buy it from a store?
They make everything. I can buy things from a store, but this way, everything in my kitchen is completely uniform.
No, I mean, you can't buy Ray Dunn from a store?
Well, that's the thing.
Like a RayDunn.com?
That's the thing.
Or,
Let me
a
tell
store
you,
that
I'm
sells...
explain it to you. You guys have heard me say many times when we're talking about relationships, anything that's easy to get is almost not even worth having. Or at least it feels that way.
Right.
I'm speaking my own personal truth. When something is harder to get, the more desirable it is and the more joy you experience when you attain it.
I see that with you.
If I could just go to...
You like it hard? Go ahead.
I'm going to disregard that. If I could just go to the website, if there was there is a Ray Dunn website. But
so why don't you buy it from there?
Because the Ray Dunn website doesn't sell the desirable things. Her website only sells the things that, I don't want to say that nobody wants, but the stuff that nobody really, really wants. The things that people really, really want, they're called the long letters. So if you saw the piece that Ben just brought out here, it said devour in long black letters. That's what everybody wants. The things that have the long black letters. She sells things on her website like with little icons, like the Christmas stuff might have like a little Christmas wreath and blah, blah, blah. I don't want that. I just want the long letters. If I could go to her website and just order everything that I wanted for the kitchen and it come in a box and me put it away, I wouldn't really want it. It's that it's hard to find. The pieces that you want are hard to find. There are certain pieces that are more desirable than other pieces. So it's the hunt. It's the fact that I have to go to 8 stores in one day just to get one item. When I get that item, even though it's only $12.99, I want to do a freaking backflip and a cartwheel in the store. And then when I put it in my kitchen, I look at it, I just smile at it like I worked for you.
Let me ask you a question, right?
Do you know what I mean?
No.
And let me tell you something else before you ask me.
Let me tell you something. Go ahead.
Ben's, right? Let me tell you how Ben's, can you come here? Just one more time. Come. Come, they already saw you. Come here. Yeah, just come. I need you to co-sign this because Rashawn's trying to put lies on my name.
Why are you staring up to the ceiling, boss?
The other day, let me just
no, I don't even
before you go to Ben.
Okay, come
The other day, now Ben's runs my life, right? Ben's tells me where I need to be and everything. So Logan has a football game, right? And I go to Logan's school to watch the game. It wasn't at the school. It was at another school. So I Google where the other school is. I go to the other school. It was a middle school. I was at the wrong school. I've been trying to find Ben's for the hour, and I can't find Ben's because I really just want to know, Ben's, where the fuck is this football game? Like, Ben's got the tickets. Ben's, where is the game? I can't find nobody. But Ben's is in TJ Maxx buying Ray Dunn shit, and she doesn't answer the phone. To the point where I spoke to Ben's grandma. I'm like, Grams, I need Ben's for a minute, man. Like, I need Ben's for a minute. But go ahead. Now you can continue on about this Ray Dunn and how it's affecting our life.
So since you said that I have Ben's in all of these stores doing my dirty work. Let's ask Benz how she got into DUNN hunting.
Y'all duns.
Oh wait, sidebar. So there's all of these like Ray Dunn Instagram pages, right? People that collect Ray Dunn and they show their displays and they're beautiful and creative and all this stuff. This one person, her Instagram is like dun dun dun.
Maybe I would find it hilarious if I was a dun. If I was a
Is that
dunny.
pretty funny now? Okay. Never done. Go ahead. So how did you get involved?
It's addicting.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. It's like you're 918. Nobody got, there's only 2 made in your color. How do you feel?
Right.
When you got that car, it's the same feeling.
But
we found Merry Christmas.
You hear that? When we found Merry Christmas.
When I found gingerbread son. When I found gingerbread son. No, wait. So what happened was Benz volunteers to come to the house and help me put away all of my new purchases. There's a lot. I got like boxes and boxes like right over there that have to be unpacked. So what we do is we bring it into the kitchen, we unpack it, we wash it, we dry it, we find a home for it in the kitchen, we put it away. So after, I don't know, 2 or 3 days of helping me to put the stuff away, she's out and about and she's like, you know what? Gia really needs bread. So bread is the pottery bed box. So now she's hunting for bread for me on her own. I never asked. And then she's in there. So now she's FaceTiming me from the store. She's calling me from the store. She's sending me pics. You got this. You need this. You want this, et cetera, and so forth. Benz is hitting like 6 stores a day.
Wait, what's going on?
Like,
She's 6'9" in you right now, snitching all on you. Guys,
oh.
What are you doing?
I'm just kidding.
I gotta go.
I didn't mean that.
Come on here.
I didn't mean
Let me
that.
tell you how bad it is. My daughter calls me
But
the
you
other day.
you found bread though, didn't you?
My daughter calls me the other day. It was like, Dad, and I'm like, yeah. Would you just buy mom potatoes? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Just buy mom potatoes. So I call Gia, I'm like, yo, you want potatoes? And she's like, no. The container of potatoes from Ray Dunn. Like, is that crazy where the kids know about it? But
And I mean, I could just order it on eBay. It's like, I think it's going for $60 right now.
that's what I'm gonna say. Instead of
But
driving the 8, it probably costs you $60 in gas to get to all these
It
stores.
probably does, but that's the fun of it. That's the fun in DUNN.
Let's go to the let's go to the email of the week.
Like, if I could just order it, I don't want it.
No.
I don't want it. All over my kitchen are trophies now. Yes, right? Trophies.
Your garage, boss.
It's not like my garage. These things are $5. Like she gets it. I can't wait for Christmas. Like I cannot wait for Christmas.
12 days of Christmas, 12 pieces of DUNN.
That's all it's gonna be. 12 days are done. And only you guys will understand. All right. Well, let's get to the email of the week. Hey, Gia and DJ NV. I'm a single father of a beautiful 9-year-old daughter. Her mother really hasn't never been any help. She's been in and out of jail, never bought a Christmas gift, birthday, or anything. So here's the problem. Her mom is back in jail. It may have to do 2 to 4 years this time. When my daughter was younger, I could hide that her mom was incarcerated. She has had several breakdown, crying, telling me how unfair it is growing up without a mom. Damn. So do you guys think I should tell her where her mom is? Or do you guys think I should leave it alone? Please help. She's 9 years old. Now, the reason I read this story, because you don't really hear too many that the mom's in jail. Usually you hear the dad is in jail or a situation like that. Mm-hmm. So 9 years old, her mom has to do 2 to 4 years. What do you tell
her? Did he say what the excuse was about where the mom is now?
They didn't say. They didn't say what the excuse was.
I actually have to think about this one because I don't have an opinion right off the bat.
I say tell her. And I'm going to tell you why. If it was a situation where there was a one-time thing, then I would say then you can make an excuse and clean it up. But if she's in and out of jail and continues to do this and the process is over and over and over again, you're going to have that same situation again. And I wouldn't want to continue to lie to my daughter. So I would tell her the truth. And the reason I say that is I don't think you want to say your mom's on vacation or your mom is at work or she's in the military or she's overseas or she's doing this. And then when she comes home, she gets locked up again. You know, you said that she's in and out. So if she's in and out, she's going to be hurting your daughter all the time. So I would break it down and I would tell her the truth. I would say mom did something wrong and she has to pay for, what she did. So mom is in jail. Hopefully this will straighten her mom up and be like, damn, my daughter knows I'm in jail. I got to fix up and get out. I would even say, hey, let's go see your mom so she can see and understand. But I would tell, if Gia had to go to jail, if Gia was somebody that went in and out of jail, I would tell, like, London's 7 years old. She's old enough to understand. So 9 years old, definitely able to understand. And you're not just thinking just 9. She's going to be 11, because it's 2 years. So I would definitely have that conversation. And hopefully the mom could be around and explain what she did, But I would say, hey, mom made a mistake. She's made several mistakes and she has to serve. And this is why you have to do what's right, because you don't want to go in jail, and explain that situation with her.
In this situation, I don't think that there's a right or a wrong answer. I just think that it's a matter of how you choose to go about it. It's a little bit difficult for me, so I'm just going to talk through my thoughts.
Sure.
Okay. I understand your opinion, and I think that it has a lot of merit.
The only reason I say this because it's in and out. If it was just a one time, then I say you can curve it.
Right.
But in and out.
But here's the thing.
Yes.
Let's say he lives in a particular town, okay? And let's say he's going to live in that town until, for the rest of his life, or until his now 9-year-old, then 11-year-old becomes a teenager and is off to college. I don't know if that type of information is the type of information that you would trust with a 9-year-old, because that is very personal information. And that's the type of information that a 9-year-old can share with her best friend, who might only be her best friend for 3.5 weeks. And then her best friend tell the rest of the class, or tell teachers, or tell whomever. And then kids make fun of her, or kids look at her as less than because she has a mom in big bad jail. Or you're dirty because your mom's in jail, or you're this because your mom's a criminal. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't know that she's responsible enough to have that information. She can't decide who she can tell and who she can keep it from. Like, she's not mature enough to do that. So as much as I detest lying, I think that this might be one of those situations where it might be in her best interest to not share that with her until she gets a little bit older and has better discernment.
The only thing with that is like,
Wait, I'm sorry, baby. Before you go on. The only downside of that is if you have a parent in jail, a child should be able to see their parent in jail. Okay? There seems to be a reason why she's already not visiting her parent in jail. I
don't think they told her. They never told her that she was in jail. So he's asking, should he tell her she's going to jail now?
Yeah. I don't know what her offenses are. I don't know if she's abusive. I don't know what type of person this is. But the only thing that would trump everything that I just said is if she's a good person that's made bad decisions and deserves to see her daughter while she's in jail. Well, if that's the case, then
it doesn't seem like it, because she says she has.
It doesn't seem that way. That's why I led the other way. But I'm just going to throw in that curveball because it's a short email and we don't know everything. So trying to be all inclusive and consider everything. If she's an otherwise good person that deserves to see her daughter, then there's nothing that should keep her daughter from being able to see her in jail.
But you also don't want the daughter at the door every night waiting for mom to come home, or expecting to see a call from mom, or expecting to see mom, and she gets heartbroken all the time.
It depends on the excuse that you make. She's only 9 years old.
9 years old is small. Think about London. London's 7 and is very, very bright.
Madison and Logan believed in Santa until they were just about teenagers. It depends on how good of a non-truth teller you are. It depends on how creative you get. And I hate to even go there, but I would hate for a stigma to be cast upon a 9-year-old because of the mistakes of her mother. And kids are so mean.
But you could think about
Kids
it the
are
other way,
so
though.
mean.
Think about it's somewhere where the town knows her mother's in jail, and they talk about it to their kids, and then their kids come to school and be like, oh, that's your mom's in jail. Like, wouldn't you rather your daughter know what's going on than the kids make fun of her and just find out that way as well?
It all depends on, I don't know if they're a private family. I don't know if other people know. These are things that the father would have to take into consideration. If there's a way for it to get back to her and then it blow up in her father's face.
Right. And then you don't want to look like a liar.
Well, obviously, you can't take that chance.
Right.
But if it's a private thing and, people don't really know and, there's no way for other children to find out, I would probably, I'm not saying definitively, I'm saying probably opt to keep it from her because I would want her to have a happy childhood without the imposition of this information.
Correct.
You don't want her to worry or to think or to ponder on it what did my mom do? Or, is she a bad person? Right. Does God still love her? A 9-year-old, their heads Brooklyn's 4.
Right.
And today she said to me, well, Mommy, you told me that you made me. I said, yes. And she said, but you also told me that God made me. I said, me, Daddy, and God all made you.
I guess that's the way to figure that out.
And then she said, well, then who made God? So now I had to have that conversation with a baby that just turned 4 years old, So, of course, a 7-year-old a 9-year-old is going to have questions and whatnot. So it depends on the gullibility of the 9-year-old, the intelligence of the 9-year-old, the inquisitiveness of the 9-year-old. You have to take everything into consideration and then make a decision. But without telling you what I think you should do, I think that you have to take into consideration what you have to consider.
Correct.
Like what are all the factors, And number one would be to protect her and to allow her to live as innocent of a childhood as possible. I think that's the most important thing.
I agree.
But you also have to take into consideration the feelings of the mother, and why she might have gone down that road and whatnot, because a mother deserves to see her child, even if she's not the best person in the world and hasn't made the best decisions in the world. So the best I could say is take everything into consideration and make a decision.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And please, email us and DM us because we would love to know. I mean, I know that's a tough decision on you. I know because you're probably thinking, damn, do I want the mom in the life? Because the mom is probably, made promises and couldn't keep and keeps, letting her daughter down. So I know that's a tough decision. So let us know, email us, DM us, and all that other stuff.
It's the saddest thing that the child is really going to be hurt by this, by not having her mother in her life, by dealing with whatever decision the father makes, whether to tell her and have to deal with, maybe people knowing and the stigma attached to that and everything else. It's the child that really pays for the parents' mistakes. And it's really, really a shame. Yeah.
All right. Well, it's time to get up out of here.
We can't do another email? We can do another email.
All right.
Got y'all.
All right.
You're always just trying to get up out of here. Stop.
Okay, here we go. I love you guys and strive to be as great as y'all in every way. Sorry, Envy, this is kind of long.
Who's it from?
Let me see. Let's read it because I don't want to say her name yet. I have an almost 9-year-old boy. His name is Noah. His dad and I aren't together and haven't been since around 2.5, since he was 2.5. He lived 2 blocks away from me and didn't want to pay child support. So I said, okay, come once a week and take Noah on a walk around my apartments for like 15 to 20 minutes. And you don't have to because at least Noah will see you. That is really dope.
Wait, what?
He didn't want to pay child support. So the lady was like, don't worry about it. Like, whatever. You don't have it. You don't have it. Just come once a week and walk Noah around the block. Just so Noah could see his dad.
Okay, hold on a second. Did you just say, oh, that's dope?
No, I mean, he doesn't have the money. So If he doesn't have the money and he's broke, she's still allowing him to see the money. Like, she's like, fuck you, I don't need your money, but I still want this boy to know his father.
Oh, no. That part of it, yeah, but come once a week and take him for a stroll around the block?
That's all she said. She just wanted him to do that so the boy would know his father. That takes a lot out of a mother to say, you know what?
Okay, so that's what you're saying is dope. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
For the fact that the mom is saying, you know what, you're a deadbeat, you have no money, you're not paying no money, but more important to me is the boy having a relationship with his dad. I think it's dope.
Of course, having a relationship with the father, but 15 minutes once a week?
She probably saying, look,
I would feel like, okay, come and pick him up once a week, take him to the park, I'll give you money for ice cream.
Well, let's read.
Do you know what I mean?
Let's read the rest of it. Okay. For like 15, 20 minutes so you don't have to, at least Noah will see you. He said he couldn't do that.
Hold on.
All right, let's finish.
He couldn't do that.
He said he couldn't do that.
Okay.
So we settled for $250. It was a verbal agreement, nothing legal, and I have sole and physical custody of our son. She said soul, like soul. I would have fucked that up too, so I'm not making fun of you. But I didn't file for child support. While he was in school, he graduated and got his career. Child support went up $100 and he cried about it. I applied for government help and they wouldn't give me anything because they said I would be getting more from child support. And in order to help by the government, I needed to get help for myself by petitioning child support. I called my baby's dad and told him what happened and asked to raise it $50 at least because it wasn't enough. He cried and gave me a sob story about how he couldn't afford his bills, etc., etc. I didn't want to argue, so I left it at that. This was a couple of years back, maybe 3. I saw a lawyer last year and was going to file for child support legally. So I called him as a last chance to see if he wanted to do this non-legal way. And he said if I filed, he would call immigration on my mother. Damn.
Yo.
My mother helps me with my son a lot. She homeschools him and takes him to his doctor's appointments. Without her, I would be on the streets because California is very expensive as I work 40 hours and go to school. She always helped me with him, and I don't see why someone would say something so horrible. P.S. He makes more than $36 an hour, bought a home 2 years ago, and drives a 2020 Mercedes-Benz.
What?
He sees my son maybe once a month for a couple of hours, and sometimes it becomes once every 2 months. My son has never spent the night with him, even when I ask if he wants to. He says no and dislikes going over there because he says his dad doesn't pay him any attention. Please help. What should I do?
That's a good email. You know, I'm about to say something foul. But I'm thinking it in real life, so I'm going to say it. But it's foul. You're not supposed to wish bad things on people.
Mm-hmm.
But if there's a person that you would wish something bad upon, it would be somebody like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And
like that just made me angry. Like I felt anger.
Yeah. And, I feel bad because she's in between a rock and a hard place because there's really nothing she can do. It's like you want to say, you know what? I'm going to take you to court and I'm going to take you for everything that you have and everything that you owe me. But he's such a bitch. He will call immigration on the mom and the mom will get shipped back to whatever country that is, which is fucked up. And it'll wind up hurting you more because then, there's going to be nobody to help you with the baby. So it's almost like you just got to take that on the chin for right now.
Wow.
And this is the point where I don't know what to say because
she can't do anything.
You can't. You're between a rock and a hard place
because he has something
and he's so
on
cowardly
you.
To say that. That's fucked up, man. I don't even know what to say. I mean, the only thing I could possibly say is, somebody's at the door. You want to buzz him in? You got it? Just hit the key. You got it? It's so crazy because I'm like, what I would want you to do is I would want you to get your mom to see if you can get her some type of status in the U.S. However long that takes. I would look into it, go see an attorney to see how long it would take to get her status in the country. I would focus on that. Once I got her status in the country, if I was able to, I would fry that motherfucker for everything he got. It wouldn't be no $100 a month or $200 a month. I would try to get all the money he owed, because what he's doing is very, very, very cowardly. That's his son as well.
It's wicked.
And it's not even like you can say, well, you know what? I'm going to keep his son away from him, because he probably wouldn't care. You'll be hurting his son more than you'll be hurting him. So you're in a position where
once for an hour or two every month or two.
That is crazy.
An hour or two every month or two.
Mm-hmm.
You don't care about that boy.
Well, you have, how old is the boy? She said 9?
9.
Well, you have a 9-year-old. So I have your email. So Gia and I are going to make you a little package, and we're going to send you something nice to help you out. Because what he's doing is cowardly. I think it's fucked up. I think he's a sucker. And I hope he trips and fucking stumps his big toe and falls on his face and loses a tooth. I don't even know. There's nothing else I can say.
I wonder how the boy feels about his father.
Well, obviously the boy says his father doesn't pay him any attention.
I know that, but I wonder how he feels about his father.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's still your dad. You know what I mean? You're still excited to see your dad. But, you know, unless your dad hits you and beats you, it's still your dad. But that shit is some coward shit.
I feel, you know, it's hard because, you know, it's a battle between your personality, or in my case, my personality, and the right thing, mm-hmm. or the greater good, etc. And, you know, those are those moments where you have to check in with your conscience and check in with God and know what the actual right thing to do is. Because instinctually, I would want to say, you know what? You don't want to see your son. You can't take him for a walk around the block, which to me is less than the bare minimum. Mm-hmm. When you read it, it sounded absurd. Mm-hmm. It sounded ridiculous.
It did.
Just come, pick him up and just take him for a walk around the block for 15 minutes. What is that? That doesn't even seem realistic. Like, come pick him up, take him to the park, or come pick him up, take him for ice cream, come pick him up, take him to see a movie, take him to, you know, like when I was a kid, it would have been like the comic book store, or, you know, mm-hmm. come and take him to do something, or come take him, bring a football, you know, even if there's not a park within walking distance, depending on where you live. You know, stand on the sidewalk or in the middle of the street, throw a football around with him, you know, kick a soccer ball around with him, you know. We used to do that in the street. You can't come and do less than the bare minimum. He don't care about that boy. He don't care about being a father. He cared about getting a house, buying a Mercedes-Benz, and keeping every cent in his pocket that he possibly can. To save himself $50 to $100 a month, he threatened to call the authorities on her mother, on the boy's grandmother, who helps his son. To save himself $50 to $100?
Yeah, that's very cowardly.
The type of person that you're dealing with is wicked. He's a wicked person. My instinct is to feel to myself, is that the type of person that I would even want in my son's life? Mm-hmm. But, you know, depending on how he is with the boy, and just like you pointed out, he barely even pays attention to the boy during the 1 to 2 hours every 4 to 8 weeks that he does see him.
Right.
What does he really have to offer that kid? So what does she do as a mom? Cross her fingers and hope and pray that he gains some type of parental instincts as he gets older and they develop a relationship later on? To me, he's better off without him. That's my knee-jerk reaction. I'm not saying this the right thing, you know, but I'd be sitting there feeling he's better off without him. Mm-hmm. I'm this little boy's mother and father. Between her and her mother, probably. They're his mother and father. Taking care of him, providing for him, loving him, and everything, while he's out living the life of Riley, whoever Riley was, but I'm sure Riley had a great life, mm-hmm. like that saying, but he's out there enjoying life, and she's stuck with all of the burden, like a lot of single mothers are stuck with the burden, while the the father gets to go out and live whatever life he wants to live. Right. And it's a shame. It's the plight of a single mother or as women. That's, that's the corner that a lot of women are backed into. Meanwhile, he gets to make a decision about what he pays, if he spends time with him or not. Mothers don't get that choice most of the time. Unless, I'm not ignoring a lot of you single dads who might have deadbeat mothers of your children. Mm-hmm. But more often than not, it's the women that are dealing with this, So for me, my knee jerk is to say, X him out of his life. He doesn't need him. You don't need him. Keep collecting whatever it is that he sends you, the $250, and leave it at that. I wouldn't be begging anybody to come and see my child, which is our child. If you don't look at him as our child or your child, and you think that you're doing me a favor, stay over there. Mm-hmm. I don't need you. I'm going to rub these two pennies together and make a miracle happen. Like, I'm going to figure it out. That's how I feel. Is that the right thing? Probably not. Mm-hmm. The right thing would be to pray for him, mm-hmm. To try to encourage change, maybe through conversation. I think hope. Probably seeing if time will tell the difference. And doing the best that you can with the cards that are dealt to mm-hmm. you. I think also the right thing to say would be, well, that's his father. He'll always be his father. Maybe when they get older, they'll develop a relationship. Maybe as he gets older, he'll mature and, they can make amends then, blah, blah, blah. That's probably the right thing to say. Yeah. How I feel is a little bit differently. If someone threatened my mother, all bets would be off at that point. So she's dealing with a lot, but I would just live and prepare as though I'm a single parent. Yeah. And that's it. But I love what you said, to do whatever she can to try to get her mother's citizenship. But realistically, we have no idea how far gone they are mm-hmm. from that as a goal. Yeah, I mean, we don't know what the situation is. Look into it. We don't know if she's here hella illegally mm-hmm. or do you know what I mean? So I don't even know if that's realistic or an option. So if I'm saying that that's not an option, the best I could suggest would be for her to pray for him and to do whatever she could do. But do you think that she should try to continue to push her son or their son onto him, or just wait for him want to see? And then what do you do? What do you do if he doesn't want to see? Then he doesn't want to see, and you would just leave it. You wouldn't try to encourage that. I would not. You would leave it alone. Yep. And then what do you tell a 9-year-old boy? See, this isn't a 4-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old. I think at this point he starts to understand that his dad is whatever. He already said that he doesn't want to be around his dad's house. He gives no attention. Again, it's a huge burden. Yeah. See, that's a huge burden that will affect that 9-year-old boy mm-hmm. for the rest of his life. Yeah. He'll feel unwanted, neglected, rejected, as though he wasn't good enough. What's wrong with me? Mm-hmm. Why do all of my friends have their dads at home, or at the very least, their dads in their lives? Until she starts dating and finds somebody that she wants to be with, and hopefully he's a great stepfather and doesn't even think about the original father no more. And we hear that all the time as well. Yes. But I don't think that wipes away the feelings of rejection. It doesn't. Nothing can wipe away rejection. Nothing can wipe away how this father's treating his kid and how he's treating the grandmother and mother. But, it's one of those things you sit there and cry over spilled milk, and you say, you know what, I'm going to react and try to do better, regardless of how hard it is and how difficult it is, Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I said, I want to put together a little package and send her away, just a little care package, and see what happens from there, and just, keep us updated into what's going on and everything, and we'll get Ben's to send out something. And we wish you the best. And it's fucked up. It's horrible, but we definitely wish you the best. And for all you single moms out there with deadbeat dads, mm-hmm. and for all you single fathers out there with deadbeat moms, I'm praying for all of you guys. I just want to say a prayer tonight.
All right. Well, it's time to get up out of here. We'll see you guys next week. And I hated to end on that one, but we'll see you guys.
Yeah, I feel bad right now. Like, I feel bad. That was two
but it's life, right?
emails that are just,
All right. Well, I'm DJ Envy.
And I'm Gia Casey.
And that was another edition of the Casey Crew.
Doodles.